Gardening season is upon us, and you may be wondering, how do I know when to start my seeds? Well, I'll be sharing with you my top 3 tools, so stay tuned. Hey fellow garden gnomes, this is Brittany. Welcome back to my channel where I take you guys along with me on my journeys of self-sustainability. Maybe you're just getting into gardening and have never planted a seed in your life, or maybe you've been gardening for years and are just looking for some tips. Whatever the reason, the first thing that you need to know is your average last frost date. We'll call it ALF from here on out. A little bit easier to say than average last frost date. It's dependent on your location and will shape your entire seed planting experience. Where I was in Ontario, ALF was around May 10th to 15th. Where I am now in New Brunswick, research tells me it's supposed to be 15th to 20th of May, but locals have been saying the first new moon in June. If you want to find out your own ALF, a handy link is in the description. Okay, on to the main event. What are those special tools, am I right? The first one may seem a little obvious, but the backs of seed packets are your friends. Not every seed packet has planting information, but a lot do. This is where knowing your ALF comes in handy because a lot of the planting information on the seed packet will center around that. As an example, take my eggplant seed. There will usually be a description of the plant at the top, but if you look below, you'll find planting instructions. And what do we have here? The very first line tells us to start these seeds indoors 8 to 12 weeks before ALF. If you're interested in seeing how I've started my seeds both at my parents' place and here in my apartment, I'll put the links in the cards above. Obviously 8 to 12 weeks is a little vague, so I like to cross-reference with the next 2 tools. So onwards to Clyde's garden planner. This one is such a handy little tool that I actually had my parents mail it to me in Miramichi when I realized that I'd forgotten to pack it. It has 2 sides, one for determining when to plant in the spring and one determining how late to plant in the fall for fall crops. So already we have a little more information than what's on the seed packet. In addition, whereas the seed packet has to be kind of vague because people from all over the continent can get their hands on it, this planner can be more specific. So you start by pulling out the tab so that the ALF line is approximately where it belongs. If I was back in Ontario, I would slide it out so that the line sits between the 10th and the 17th. Next, it's important to note the 3 bits of information that this tool tells you in regards to timing. It marks the date you should start seeds indoors with SI. It marks the dates you should transplant or plant outside with FP. And then it gives you the dates you can expect to harvest with the green check marks. I differentiated between transplanting and planting outside because as we go down this list, some veggies don't have SI marked down. That's because what this tool is telling us is that certain vegetables can just be planted outside from seed. There are some limitations to this tool. They could only fit so many veggies, so they tried to pick the most commonly grown ones. You might notice eggplant is nowhere to be seen. Neither is parsnip, rutabaga, or kale, which finally brings me to the 3rd tool, the Grow Veg Garden Planner. I won't go in depth about the garden planner because I've already done a full tutorial for anybody who's interested in using it. I'll link that video in the card above. But basically, in addition to being able to design a garden plan, the planner gives you the capability to put in the exact location of your garden, and it will then access the local weather reports to determine when your average last frost date is, and then be able to tell you when you can plant your various plants. Like Clyde's garden planner, it gives you the dates that you can plant inside, the dates that you can plant outside, and the dates that you can expect to harvest. Unlike Clyde's garden planner, there is a huge database of plants in the Grow Veg Garden Planner. So those are the 3 ways I know when to plant my seeds. Do you have any ways that I didn't mention? Put them down in the comments below. I'd love to see them. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more, please hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell. If you have any friends who might be interested in planting seeds and don't know when to start, maybe share this video with them. And until next time, stay wildly green.